the timelines because we have the budget in place. So we need to make sure that we deliver the project within the timeline that we have. That's where the profit margin plays a role, right? So the deadlines should meet, and the most important, the deadline should meet, but the quality should not be compromised because that's one of the important factor to deliver a successful project. So the delivery manager is contributing in bringing the quality of the project to the table. And it also helps to bring more business from the same client, so recurring business and the channel that you establish with your clients.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Tech Talkies. I am your host Paresh. Today in this episode we will discuss importance of delivery manager in IT industry. A delivery manager is responsible for ensure the project is developed within timeline, within budget, as well as maintain the quality standard. They have to work with designer, developer, as well as the professionals to develop the project successfully. So in this episode, we will discuss some important skills that we need in a delivery manager and what type of quality standard they have to maintain to deliver the project successfully. Today in this episode, we have special guest. She has more than 10 years of experience as a delivery manager. She delivered more than 20 projects in a different domain. So let's welcome our special guest. Hello Bhumika, thanks for joining on our episode Tech Talkies.
Thank you for inviting me to Tech Talkies.
So Bhumika, as I know that I have researched about you on the internet and also I have discussed with your company that you have delivered so many projects on different domains.
Right.
And except that I have find that you have working with most of the trucking business.
Right.
So we have find some of the question regarding delivery managers also as well as the tracking system.
Okay.
So we have some question that trending on the internet about delivery manager as well as if anyone develop a project on a larger scale. So why delivery manager is important for them.
Okay.
So I have some questions for you. So we'll discuss on this interview.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So can you please provide some insight? What is the role of delivery manager in IT industry? Because as much as I know, so many small industries of IT, they are not hire any delivery manager. So why the delivery manager is important in IT industry?
When it comes to a delivery manager, the delivery manager play a very vital role in the organization, not only on the terms of the growth, but also about the entire project execution that takes place, also about the revenue that we need to generate throughout. And it also matters when it comes to quality audits and performance audits that we do on usually on daily basis. So that's what delivery manager's role is all about.
Okay, so that is the main part, that when it's come to the quality, at that time the delivery manager is perform a more important role over.
Right.
Okay, the next thing, that what are the challenges as a delivery manager you are facing in IT industry?
When we talk about the challenges, so the challenges are not really on the client side, but when you are somebody who's going to engage and going to be aligned with the sales team, also with the marketing team, you have your entire development team and QA team to look after. So you are playing a very key role, not only on the project execution part, but you are also having a relationship with the client. You are also managing your projects with your team. So the project planning, the execution that takes place, if there are any challenges on that part, so then you are the person who needs to look after it, who needs to resolve it. So it really requires very strong communication skills. You are a problem solver as well. So the challenges are always around people management, the project challenges that takes place about the tight deadline that we have, and we need to complete it because we have a budget in place. So these are the challenges so far that I have felt and I've experienced.
Okay, like so many challenges to manage with team as well as with the client side sometimes.
Yes.
Okay, so in your experience, what are the factors to drive a successfully deliver the project?
So when it comes to the factors which are very important and drive the success of the project, I believe that there is a planning. That's a very important role of the planning. So you should have a proper planning in place of the project. And whenever you get any project, every project would have certain challenges. When it comes to implementing and integrating the features of the project, sometimes you also have a challenge when it comes to the client, because clients are not so technical. So when you are facing the challenges while integrating the solution and building the solution, you may face challenges, and sometimes it takes time to deliver the solution. So that's where the timeline may affect, and you need to convince the client about the challenges. So that's also a challenge. But if you take care of that, if you are somebody who has the understanding of the client, then they would surely understand that okay, why it is taking a little bit of more time than what we have in place as a timeline. Then I would say, if these planning and execution are very much in place, what matters is your relationship with the client. And if you really understand the business really well of the client, then you will surely have a very long-term relationship with that client, because the business is going to grow over the time. So that's where these are the factors which play a very key role in executing the project.
Okay. But next thing, that how do you establish efficient and effective delivery process with your organization?
Okay, so then if it's then when we talk about communication channels, so a project manager or a delivery manager, if I'm a delivery manager, I always build a relationship with the client which is very transparent, and over the time you build the trust. Same as the project manager. So what we do is we have our project management tools that we use. Also, it's up to the client what they prefer. If they are going ahead with and they prefer any other tool apart from what we have is Zoho. So then we can also go ahead with other project management tools like Jira, Asana. We have other like ClickUp. So we can also use any of these tools. What it matters is how well you understand the project. And what feature understanding that you have about the project. So that is also helps us. And then the code review is also a factor that matters a lot, because you should always have a code review. So the seniors are in place who does the code review and give the feedback. And we also share the code review report with our clients as well. So as a quality report that we share.
Okay. So that is how you can manage the effective as well as efficiency with the organization.
Yes, correct.
Okay. All these things that we have discussed, let's take one of the example of your industry domain, and you are more experienced with the trucking. So let's start that with, what are the key challenges that you have faced when you have first digitized the trucking business? From your point of view, how you make it successful?
I believe that when it comes to trucking industry, and the solution that you're going to build, there are many stakeholders which are a part of the entire system. So you have shippers, you have drivers, you have courier company who has their drivers and their vehicles, right? And there is an admin who's going to play a role, because they are going to onboard the shippers and drivers, everyone. Now, the main important factor is, whenever you are building the solution, your understanding for every role is playing a very crucial key role in the entire execution. So my understanding, and I felt the challenge is to have a collaborative relationship between all of these roles, because they are going to communicate in this entire platform. So it has to be very smooth. It has to be very transparent channel that you are building. So when the user is going to use the applications, it should not break the system. It should not break the user experience. So that matters to me, and that was also a challenge, because you are going to bind a lot of roles, and all of them are playing a certain and significant role, and each role is different. So I believe binding the entire user flow was a challenging part.
Okay, so it is means like every stakeholder will be connected on same platform, and they can get all the updates from one stakeholder to the another stakeholder.
Yes.
So Bhumika, you focus on the trucking industry challenges, but can you please give me more focus on technology and the solution that you have used for the fleet management as well as tracking of the trucks?
When it comes to the technology, we prefer to go ahead with native technology when it comes to mobile applications. So we have built this solution in iOS and Android. When it comes to backend, we have built this solution in PHP Laravel framework, and the database is in MySQL. Now, it's really not about that you should prefer the same tech stacks that we have preferred. and
Okay.
we have go ahead with. But you can also build the same solution in hybrid technology when it comes to mobile. So you can go ahead with React Native, or you can also choose to go ahead with Flutter.
Okay.
In backend, you can build the entire backend and the APIs in Node.js.
Okay, is it mandatory that we have to go with PHP or Node, or it is fine that if anyone has built a solution in all technologies like .NET or Java, can they build a solution in mobile application using that technology too?
I would suggest to go ahead with the updated technology that we have
Okay.
right now with respect to PHP, Laravel, and Node.js, because as I mentioned, it's a very large scale project. So better to always choose the advanced technologies that we have right now. And it's again about the client's budget that plays a very big role in this and building a solution. So
Okay.
it's up to the clients and it's up to the
But
budget.
we can make it.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So if anyone has a old technology and they might be want to build some
Yeah.
small cell solution, so they can build it.
Yes.
Okay. The next thing that I want to ask you about, what are the primary benefit and the impact of technology in trucking industry for both client and overall business operation?
When it comes to the benefits of building this entire trucking industry solution, I believe that it's not only the trucking industry solution that you are building. This solution it is helping the client to cover a very huge market that we
Okay.
have. So it's not only trucking industry; it is medical industry that where you can this solution can help you with the shipments. It's also a pharmaceutical or medical industry that can also have a shipments to deliver. So shipment is all about that you're going to deliver the goods from one location to another location, and this solution can cover the entire market in all different industries.
So you mean to say if we use the technology, it connect all the industries who
Yes.
need to transport their goods to one location to
To another
another
location,
location,
yes.
and using technology they can also track it
Yes.
where it is.
Yes.
So yeah, this is the important things. So viewers, if you are looking to build a trucking industry solution for your industry or for your business, then you must connect with us on our channel. Bhumika, can you tell us what is the timeline if anyone is looking to build this kind of solution? So what the timeline and the costing?
Okay, when we are going to build this kind of a solution, then it would go up. When it comes to timeline, I would first talk about that. So the timeline would be around, it would start from 5 months. If it is going to be a huge solution that you want to deliver in the market, then it may go around 7 months, 10 months, according to the features, according to the role that we are going to accomplish
Okay.
and deliver.
Okay.
And when it comes to budget, you should at least have a budget of 40 to 50K to start with delivering and building the solution. And it may go around 100,000 or 200,000 according to the solution that you want to build.
Okay, so it is depend on the what is the client
Yes.
budget as
Yes.
well as the how many big scales you are looking
Yes.
to build
Yes.
on it.
Yes.
Okay, so if anyone is looking for this kind of solution, then they can contact us from the link below. Okay, Bhumika. So next thing that after building this kind of solution, the data security and the privacy is the main concern for any industry.
Yes.
So how your company will manage this kind of privacy for a project?
Whenever you build any solution, so it's really not about this one solution that we build. It's about all the solutions that you build. The security matters a lot, and when we talk about security, is always the data that matters a lot. So we are encrypting the entire database of this solution, and when it comes to the source code as well, we always have a practice of keeping a source code in GitHub, and GitHub has its all security layers that you just need to configure that, and you will always get an alert whenever it detects any vulnerabilities in your source code that you have in place. So I believe if you have these things in place, your data is secure, your source code is secure.
Yeah, it is true, because if anyone is developing this kind of large scale projects, and they
Yes.
must concern about their security.
Yes.
And also, do you believe that this is not a one time solution, that they for the security reason they have to remain updated?
Yes. Again, when we have database, it's already encrypted. But in terms of mobile application, you can also encrypt your parameters from the APIs that you're
Yeah.
going to call. So that is also part of the solution that we can have. Okay, when it comes to the security, you just need to look after that. You keep updating your source code in the GitHub, and you keep updating the security layers as well. So these would really helps when it comes to security part of the entire solution.
Okay, so we have to remain updated with the applications too.
Yes.
As much as new OS will be launched, so we have to
Yes.
update the
Yes.
things. Okay, true. Okay, now this is all about the technology part. So how you remain updated with the latest technologies and what are the latest trends going on IT industry? Can you please tell to our viewers?
Okay, when it comes to stay updated, you should always strive to keep learning. So I've been following one of these channels, Barbershop with Shantanu, which speaks about how the entire IT industry and the business runs. So all the insights of the business, just like if there is Blinkit application, so the founder also there in the channel, and they also speak about. So there is an entire conversation and the insights of the entire business that he
Okay.
has been able to build successfully. So I've been following that one of the channels that I follow, and there is one more that is Y Combinator that I follow, because they also speak about the latest technologies. They share a lot of knowledge and insights of that. So these are the two that I am currently following very rigorously.
For Y Combinator, I am also the following the same channel for startups and how they are growing and how they can help to the startups. So I am also the following the same channel.
Great.
And also I can suggest one more channel if you want to join. You can join the A Purple also. We are also publishing the tech podcast. So might be it will be helpful for you.
Sure, I will.
Okay, let's come to the now again come to the communication part with the team management, that how delivery manager will work. So can you please ensure that how you make a communication and collaboration among your team, clients and the stakeholders to make your project successful deliver?
Okay, so when it comes to the communication, we always have our communication with clients, so that's another channel that we always build. When it comes to team who's going to work on the project, we always have our daily Scrum meetings, which helps us addressing the challenges.
Okay.
It also helps us tracking the progress of the project. And we also use project management tool wherein we define our sprints. So we can just look after what all backlogs that we are going to have in place.
Okay.
And client is also going to be there on the same platform. So it also helps to share very transparent progress of the project with client as well. We also have a practice to share the daily updates or weekly updates with clients,
Okay.
in which we also share like what all challenges that we have faced in this week and what we think may go as a risk in the project. So that's a communication channel that you always have with the client, which is a transparent communication about the project and the progress and the challenges that we have.
So for internal team management, is there any kind of tool you are using?
Internally, it's project management tool is there, but Scrum meetings always helps. Then we always have our groups on communication channels like Skype or Slack, Microsoft Teams. So that helps always when it comes to communication with the team. But you need to have daily interaction with your team to understand the exact challenges that we are facing in the project.
It is more important.
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Okay, now the next thing is that what unique contribution can you bring to the company in your role as a delivery manager?
The contribution when we talk about is if you are a delivery manager, the main focus should be the organization's growth.
Okay.
We know that the delivery manager is going to align with all different teams, be it sales, be it marketing, be it development team, QA team, all other different teams that we are going to have a we need to collaborate as a delivery manager, and same as with the client. But when it comes to the revenue growth, when it comes to our profit margin, when it comes to the timelines, because we have the budget in place, so we need to make sure that we deliver the project within the timeline that we have. That's where the profit margin plays a role, right? So the deadlines should meet, and the most important, the deadline should meet, but the quality should not be compromised, because that's one of the important factor to deliver a successful project. So the delivery manager is contributing in bringing the quality of the project through the table,
Okay.
and it also helps to bring more business from the same client, so recurring business, and the channel that you establish with your clients, so your repo, because that is going to play a role of bringing the business to the organization.
Organizations.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a true thing that I have noticed, or I have get the research, and I get that you have 94% retention ratio of your clients.
Yes.
So I think this is the reason.
Yes.
That's why you have a very good retention of clients.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now about the key performance indicator (KPI), that how you can track it as a delivery manager.
Okay, so when we talk about, even this is something that helps project managers as well.
Okay.
So if any project manager is having a project that has a certain budget, always have a budget, then you have a timeline. So these two factors are there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to plan the project. Now in this entire thing, how many resources are you allocating in the project?
Okay.
And then you are going to look into the profit margin, and then you are going to look into, okay, this is the budget, these are the resources that you have allocated, and then you will understand that, okay, this is the profit margin, whether it is 50%, 45%, whatever that would be. This
Okay.
is something that it's a very basic thing that project managers should do. Me being a delivery manager, I always look after the timeline that we have, the budget, the resources, but we also need to look after the resources as a whole.
Yes.
So I do not only look after the resources that going to be utilized in the project, because we have a pre-sales team who also put the efforts to onboard the project. So they also playing a role. We have a project manager as well. We have an entire QA team, the development team, and I'm also there in place. So then you need to make sure that the cost of the project should be having a greater profit margin than the resources that you are going to have in place.
Having in
Yeah.
place. Okay, true. Okay, now the most important challenging part, as I understand as a delivery manager, or I have seen that how you maintain the positive customer relationship.
So when it comes to the clients that I manage, every client is going to be different, right?
Yeah.
And that we all know. And all people who execute and who all are leaders, they know that every client is different. So the approach of the client is going to be different. So now when your client is going to be different, your client's understanding is going to be different, your approach should change with the project. You can follow the policies, the processes that we have, but your approach towards the project should change according to your clients. Your clients can be technical, your clients can be non-technical, but then you also have clients who are not so patient, who are not so understandable when it comes to the challenges that you're going to face.
Yes.
So how it helps is building a relationship with your client is your complete understanding of your client and the business that you are going to generate by delivering a great solution.
Great solution. True.
So if that trust that you will be able to build over the time, I think the repo always helps. And if they trust you, so then if they trust you, then it's a customer service. And the customer service, any business, any industry that we see has a successful business, then it's a customer service. And when customer is there, we all are consumers, so we understand that you need to put yourself in the shoes of the customer that you are
Yes.
dealing with, and that just helps everyone.
So this is the reason you get a more positive
Yes.
side.
Yes.
Okay. This is at the positive side, but the main thing in IT industry is always change request, CR.
Yes.
How you are good to approve the CR from the client as a delivery manager?
When it comes to change requests, first of all, the change request, when it comes to clients, I know that most of the time they are not going to approve it.
Yeah.
Because for them it's a very small change. They are not technical people. They won't understand how it is going to impact the entire system,
Yes.
how technical team needs to work, and what all efforts that would go, right? So then you need a very strong convincing skills and a communication skill to make them understand that how this is CR, and how it is going to be a different solution, because you are going to add a change request. So it is going to change the user flow. It
Okay.
is going to have or investment of the efforts from the development team, from the project manager, from the QA team, from everyone, from the
Yes,
designers
true.
team as well. So if you're going to make them understand this part really well, I don't think that they won't approve it. But as I mentioned earlier as well, your rapport with the client matters. So if you understand the client really well, then I think it would go very smooth.
So is it happen sometimes that if from client perspective, I can
Yeah.
say from the client's perspective, sometimes it's a very small change will be
Yes,
there. So for that you also charge for them, or sometimes you can manage with the current flow?
No, if it's a very small change, we know that it's going to impact hardly few hours of the team. Then you always do it, right? When
Okay.
it's a large scale project, you cannot just keep generating the CRs.
Yes,
Because
true.
you know it's a large scale project, you are going to get more revenue from the same client. So then it's a understanding that one should have that CRs can be there. But if it's constantly that you are getting change requests from the client, then yes, you can be little firm with the client that this is impacting the entire planning and
Okay.
the execution and the efforts of the entire team that we have.
Fine,
Yes.
fine. Okay, thank you, Bhumika, for this nice conversion about delivery manager. I think so many of our viewers who are the delivery managers or who want to become a delivery manager, they get so many knowledge from you. As well, any IT industry leaders who are running the IT industry, they get the idea that why delivery manager is important for them. And top of that, whoever want to develop a software solution or a mobile application solution or any ERP solution, big scale projects, they get that idea that why delivery managers is important for them.
Yes.
So I hope this knowledge will help to everyone.
Yes.
And again, thank you for joining in our Tech Talkies episode.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you. So viewers, I hope you like this episode and you get so many insight about why delivery manager is important for IT industry as well as to get a successful projects. So, if you like this episode, then subscribe to our channel to know more about technology news. Thank you.